Good evening and welcome to another episode of Attack Rap. Co-host Zach Scribner and Adrien Mousseau, joined by a very special guest, your captain of the Owen Sound Attack, Mark Woolley. Today's episode is primarily about Woolley's Warriors this Saturday against the Guelph Storm. We're going to go around some stats around the league, but Mark, first off, how nice of a feeling is it to get 50% capacity back at the Bayshore in about 2 weeks' time, full capacity?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's really exciting. I mean, it's something I think we've all kind of been waiting for. I mean, players and fans both. Just that sense of reality kind of slowly coming back to us is definitely a nice feeling. But to have the fans there at the Bayshore, it definitely makes it a lot more exciting. So yeah, I can't wait.
Like I mentioned, lots to go around the OHL. We'll start out with the OHL Player of the Week. Antonio Stranges of the London Knights earns the honors for the second time this season. Stranges led all skaters with 8 points, including 5 goals and 3 assists across 3 London Knights wins with a plus-minus rating of +5. Stranges scored the game-winning goal in all 3 Knights victories last week, including a goal with 22 seconds left in the third period as a shorthanded Knights team defeated the Erie Otters at the Erie Insurance Arena. To the OHL Goalie of the Week for the third time this season, of course, a familiar name to Attack fans. Florida Panthers prospect Matt Guzda is the OHL Goalie of the Week after going 3-0 with a 1.33 goals against average and a .955 save percentage, helping his team halt a 7-game losing slide. Guzda claims the honor for the third time this season, stopping 84 of the 88 shots he faced as the Colts defeated Owen Sound, Mississauga, and Oshawa. Guzda's record since joining Barrie is 14-6-1-0 since joining the Colts in mid-November. Taking a look at the Huron Tractor Attack Player of the Week, Ethan Burroughs is the Attack Player of the Week. Burroughs had a pair of goals during the 2 games the Attack played. The goals gave Burroughs 18 on the season as he sits second on the Attack in both goals and points. Burroughs' goal Saturday night was Owen Sound's 5th shorthanded goal this season. Taking a look at the Western Conference standings, the Flint Firebirds, who are 7-1-1-1 in their past 10, are first in the Western Conference with 62 points. The London Knights look primed to win the Midwest Division this year. They are second in the West with 58. The Sioux Greyhounds are third with 59. That's 4 ahead of the Windsor Spitfires. Guelph currently sits fifth with 50 points. Take a look at the 6th seed there, a 3-way tie between Kitchener, Sarnia, and Owen Sound, who all have 42 points. In 9th are the Erie Otters with 39, and the Saginaw Spirit are last in the conference with 33 points. Turning over to the East, the Mississauga Steelheads remain first in the Eastern Conference, but not by much. They are 3-5-0-2 in their last 10 with 64 points on the season. The Hamilton Bulldogs and North Bay Battalion are each 9-1 in their last 10, leaving them 2 points shy of being tied for the top spot in the conference. In 4th are the Kingston Frontenacs, who are 6 points ahead of the 5th place Oshawa Generals. For the Barrie Colts, they're in 6th with 50 points. They got Declan McDonald back in their lineup yesterday, who served his 8-game suspension. The Ottawa 67s are 7th with 44 points. And then there's a tie for the last playoff spot between Sudbury and Peterborough, who each have 37 points. And then the Niagara Ice Dogs are last in the conference with 29. A 2-point performance for Wyatt Johnson yesterday against Saginaw has put him atop the OHL scoring race, the first player to hit 80 points in the OHL this season. Just 1 point behind is Rory Cairns and Lucas Edmonds, who each have 79. Brandon Coe has 78 points in 47 games from North Bay, leaving him 4th in the scoring race. That's 4 points ahead of Luke Evangelista. Brennan Othman and Matvey Petrov each have 66 points, leaving them tied for 6th. That's just 1 point ahead of Ty Tullio, Logan Morrison, who's really been good for Hamilton as of late, and Emmett Sproul in Peterborough with 65 points on the year. To the Attack top 10, Denny Gore leads the team in scoring with 42 points. That's a 10-point lead over Ethan Burroughs and Servac Petrovsky. Rookie Cedric Gaindon is 4th with 31, 2 points ahead of Stefan Makicek. Nick Porco is 6th with 28. He has 15 points with Owen Sound in 20 games since being acquired from the Barrie Colts. Sam Sedley has 23 points, leaving him 7th in team scoring, 1 ahead of Colby Barlow. Gavin Bryant is 9th with 21, 3 points ahead of Logan Lesage, who rounds out the top 10 with 18 points. And then going outdoors, the Hamilton Bulldogs will play host to the Oshawa Generals in an outdoor showcase at Tim Hortons Field in Hamilton on Monday, March 14th at 7 p.m., a game that was originally scheduled to take place on March the 12th. Hitting the ice following an NHL Heritage Classic game between the Maple Leafs and the Buffalo Sabres at Tim Hortons Field. The Bulldogs and Generals will meet in their 4th ever outdoor matchup in OHL history and the first to be played in Ontario. The Ottawa 67 celebrated their 50th anniversary season playing Gatineau outdoors on December 17th, 2017. The OHL's first ever set of outdoor games came back on December 29th in 2013 in Michigan as the Spitfires faced the Saginaw Spirit and the London Knights took on the Plymouth Whalers at Comerica Park.
So, Mark, let's get right to it. Wooley's Warrior Night this Saturday at the Bayshore. How excited are you to finally see this project come to fruition after all the uncertainties that this season had?
Yeah, it's definitely very exciting. I mean, there was definitely a little bit of a scare that fans might not have been able to be in attendance. But it's been a long time coming. I mean, we had this planned out for last season as well, and then obviously we were unable to play. So to see it finally, coming up as soon as it is, it's very exciting, and I can't wait for Saturday to come.
Now, Zach and I know your story. We know it well as well. But there might be some fans watching the show, some families that aren't aware of your story from start to finish. How did Wooley's Warriors come to be? If you could just enlighten the fans at home of your project, your goal with all of this. How did Wooley's Warriors come to be? Yeah,
so I've had diabetes in my life as long as I can remember. My older brother with Down syndrome has had it since birth, and then I was diagnosed myself at age 12. So I mean, coming into the league, I was diabetic for a couple of years already, and my captain Garrett McFadden, my rookie year in Guelph, ran his mental health movement called McFadden's Movement, and being the rookie I didn't say much. I was quiet, just kind of sat back and soaked it all in. And just seeing the leadership qualities he had, I mean, not only as a hockey player, but as a person, just kind of really, really spoke volumes to me. And that next season there in Guelph, I was talking with our media lady, Steph Karate, who helps Garrett with McFadden's Movement. And we were just kind of, chatting about the possibility of, me using my platform as well to do something that hits close to home to me. So once I got traded to Owen Sound, I never really thought of it again. And then once that season was over, she texted me in the summer and, asked if that was something that I would still be interested in. And I said, yeah, but like, I have no idea where to begin. And then we just kind of started brainstorming, and next thing we were launching Wooley's Warriors in August. And it's just been all uphill from there.
Now, Mark, this game wouldn't be possible without the support and help from many people. You mentioned Steph, one of them, who was working in the background, making Saturday a reality.
Yeah, the list goes on and on. I mean, my face is on the front of it, but there's so much stuff done behind the scenes. It's crazy. So appreciative for everybody that takes the time to help make it happen. But like I said, Steph, everybody in the front office with the Attack, Greg, Brock, Ray, everybody up there, Leanne, and then the management, allowing me to do something like this, my family, friends that support it and share it, even if it's something as simple as sharing it on their social medias, like just to get it out there. The list goes on and on. It's crazy, but very, very thankful for all the support for sure.
Now, Saturday night against the Guelph Storm, what should we expect from the game? Is there anything extra that will be happening during the game, during the intermission?
So there's a couple cool events. There's going to be a silent auction like there was last time up on the concourse. There'll be a whole bunch of cool items. We don't have a list set in stone yet, but just a couple things. Like my grandmother made some pretty cool homemade stained glass items, a couple quilts. I think there's going to be some sticks from some of the boys up there. There's going to be lots of cool stuff there. And then they're doing a puck toss as well in between one of the periods. Then I think there's going to be a bucket toss or bucket pass as well, just for anybody who doesn't want to partake in any of the other events if they're just willing to donate. And then after we're actually, now the jerseys are live that we're going to be wearing. I tried to bring it home to wear to show to you guys, but so they went live a couple days ago and online with Dash, and they'll be for sale after the game as well.
Of course. So check out the Attack website. I think I also saw a few different links there. You can just simply donate if you're unable to make the game. And if you want to partake in the Chuck a Puck, you're unable to, sounds like there's going to be people able to throw the pucks for you if you're unable to attend. So there's lots of different ways to donate to Wooley's Warriors. Now you kind of showed it off there. I want to talk about the design. How long did it take, and what actions go on behind the scenes in a jersey design?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be straight up honest right away. I didn't design the jersey. I mean, I obviously approved it and gave it the A-OK, but it was one of the, I don't remember his name, which I feel horrible about, but it was one of the old interns that Steph used to work with back in Guelph, who was really good with like all the computer stuff and all the programs to be able to design them. So she sent him a whole bunch of logos and just kind of ideas to kind of put something together, and he ended up sending back like 6 or 7 different jerseys to choose from. And this was all going on during COVID, like a couple of years ago, or like a year ago now, I guess, because we were planning to have it last year. And after I got those 6 designs, I mean, I showed them around to my family and friends and kind of, figured out what they thought looked best. And obviously I had what I thought looked best in the back of my mind as well. And once I had those 6, once we were able to come up to Owen Sound, I showed Greg and all the guys up in the front office, and we kind of brainstormed some ideas of how we could implement the Attack logo and just kind of make it work with our schedule, having to wear dark jerseys in the second half. And then Greg pretty much approved it and sent it off to the league for approval, and then that was it. So I guess in total it was over a year, but I mean, with COVID and everything, it probably could have been done a little bit faster. It just kind of dragged on because we didn't end up playing.
Now, when you look at the jersey, what is your favorite little thing that's on there that maybe best represents you, or your favorite little touch that's on the jersey? I see the heart there with the drop. I like that little touch myself.
Yeah.
What's yours?
I think mine would have to be this, just because of the meaning behind it. And like just kind of what it represents. So the little raindrop looking thing is what it represents, insulin, I guess. And this symbol is a simple symbol that I have on my pump. But another part I really like, I don't know if you'll be able to see it in this lighting, but the Attack logo is kind of like faded along the side of it. So that just kind of gives it like the at-home feeling of, it still being an Attack jersey. And but I'd say this little logo on the chest here is my favorite.
Now, Mark, especially on this week and maybe when they saw the jerseys, what's the support been like from the team towards you and Wooley's Warriors this season?
Yeah, it's been amazing. I mean, ever since I got here and had the idea of Wooley's Warriors when we first got it going, it's been outstanding. And for the organization to allow us to do a charity event like this really is something special that maybe not all organizations would approve of. So very 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 appreciative of all the support from the management and the owners and the coaching staff. I mean, all the boys, they're all just as excited to wear these jerseys on the weekend as I am. So and some of them are actually joking around about not wanting to give them up for the auction after. They just want to take them home with them. So yeah, the support's great, and none of it would be possible without the support from everybody.
Now, you talk about the support from your teammates. Do you ever hear on the ice or in the crossings with other OHL players about support that they show towards your organization as well?
Yeah. Not so much now. I mean, the odd time somebody will say something to me. But when it first came out, like everybody, pretty much at least 1 or 2 guys from every team was, just saying like, that's a really cool initiative. And, I'm glad, I can see you do that, if cause there's been lots of guys that have come out with other stuff afterward too. Like, another one of my ex-teammates, Cam Hillis in Guelph, came out with a foundation to help kids, get involved in playing hockey. So, I think, not so much now, but definitely when it first came out, yeah.
So Wooley's Warriors' initial goal. What was your initial goal to do with Wooley's Warriors? And How much money has been raised over the years?
The initial goal was honestly just awareness. I mean, like in having conversations with, I mean, mainly teammates, I guess you could say, because that's typically, you know, always my peer group or my friends, right? Growing up being a hockey player. But unless somebody has somebody in their family with diabetes or like any relation to it, then they don't really know much about it. And, you know, it's a life-threatening disease. So, I mean, I think it should definitely be a lot more out there, I guess you could say. So awareness was the biggest thing, I think. And then, you know, along with all the brainstorming and everything me and Steph did, then the idea came of, you know, raising funds to, you know, help send kids to decamps, you know, at a young age to, you know, be around others that have the same disease as them and just kind of share strategies of how they handle their everyday lives, and just kind of be in that sense of normalcy for them. Because I know when I was a kid, you know, I was always shy with, you know, testing my blood or giving my insulin shots or whatever it was. Like I didn't like doing that in front of my friends when I was little. So for them to go to a summer camp and just kind of get to be themselves, I think is a really special opportunity. And you know, that's obviously why we try to raise funds to help have those kids get those experiences.
Now, it's sad to say, but your junior hockey days are come to an end in the next couple of months here. Do you plan on continuing Wooley's Warriors after your junior career?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think whether I'm a hockey player or not, I mean, obviously I'm going to continue to play hockey, but I think obviously my platform in the OHL helped get it going. But, you know, I love being involved in the community no matter the scenario. So I of course want to keep it going. I'm not sure what fashion that would be depending on, you know, where I go or who I'm around or whatever it is. But definitely always going to try to, you know, speak out about my story. And if I can help, you know, one kid in any way, that's a lot for me. So yeah, 100%.
Now, with 50% capacity back, I got one more question for you before I throw out the trivia question. But they are back, and up for grabs are tickets for tomorrow night's game against the London Knights. Now, I heard this on a recent interview you did with Manny Pave on their podcast, and I really wanted you to elaborate on it here. You got to meet Max Domi when you spent some time in Columbus before the OHL season, who also has diabetes when you were in Columbus. What were some of the conversations like with Max, whether it be diabetic related or hockey?
Yeah, the first like 2 or 3 days, I don't think I said a word to him, to be honest. Like I was just kind of not in shell shock, but like he's at that level, he's at the national level, and I don't know, I kind of thought he would look down on me or whatever. But yeah, so he was coming back from surgery, or I think it was surgery in the off season. And so I got injured in my first game at the rookie tournament in Traverse. And so we ended up skating like every morning together, and we were in the therapy room together every day. And like we spent a decent amount of time together actually. So I think it was by like the third day I finally had the guts to say something to him. And I think I asked him something simple about his pump or if he wears it when he plays or something. And then we just started talking. I mean, he was, because he played in London, so obviously that's how I knew him, and I grew up watching him. But you know, he at one point he was offering to, you know, send me some of the technology that he wears just to try out, because he's sponsored by Dexcom. So yeah, it was really cool. I mean, he's obviously somebody I've always looked up to. So pretty surreal moment to, you know, to be able to get to spend that time with him and just kind of get to know him, you know, on a more personal level.
Now, like I mentioned, trivia questions are back, and then we'll go to the highlight pack from last Tuesday against the Barrie Colts afterwards. Mark Woolley has played in how many regular season games in the OHL? Call into Mark Perry and earn yourself a pair of tickets to tomorrow's game against the London Knights. Now, like I mentioned, let's throw it to last Tuesday's highlights against Mac Guzda and the Barrie Colts.
I don't even know if I know.
Which team will get back into the win column? The Attack and the Colts. We are underway. Guzda was out to play it. Holding it is Brant Clark, and he'll immediately send one stretching the ice up to Tabak. Anthony Tabak delays with a shot. He scores! How about that? The Colts bust out of the starting gate, and they're on the board just 20 seconds in. Dying moments of this two-man advantage for the Attack, and they capitalize. Gandon with a shot off the post. Comes Porco, will pick it up. He's got Petrosky in front. Porco delays, following it up. There's a shot and a great glove save by Mac Guzda. Oki Tundu, nice delay, finds Lesage across to Ewens. Ewens sets up Burroughs with a shot. He scores! Ethan Burroughs gets the equalizer to the net off the post. Trying to spin it in deep. Cheeverkov bobbled it. Joannes steals down low. A backhand top corner. Bo Jelsma. And just like the first period, the Colts strike early. Thought about going across the blue. Instead, he goes back up top to Clark for height. Now he gets it across to Allenson, and it was blocked by Cheever. For the right circle, Allenson one-timer. Clark slammed it hard, but he missed the net. Out of the box comes Makachek and Lemieux. Through the slot, Clark with a wrister, he scores! Just picks the corner, does Brant Clark. Gets it to Petrosky. Petrosky steps around, punt it. Petrosky to the backhand. Oh, and he's denied by Guzda. Plays it in front. Wooley can walk in over top of the net. For Porco. Gavin Bryant leaves it for Nicholas Porco. Throws it in front, they score! Petrosky for Barlow. Barlow trying to get around Clark. Tripped up. And no call on the play. Owen Sounds bench was looking for it. And here come the Colts. Jelsma coming to the net. Jelsma scores! What a good finish there from Bo Jelsma. Now Gandon. He's on it for Burroughs. This line generated quite a few opportunities tonight. They do have a goal in the game. Behind the net, Gandon in front for Burroughs. Saved by Guzda. Initiative as the Colts follow it up at the inside and they score. Another rebound put home, and that'll make it 5-2. Sound Attack. That's now 5 in a row, but they'll have a few days off.
There it is, the highlights from the 5-2 loss against the Barrie Colts last Tuesday. Like I mentioned, going into the highlights against the Barrie Colts, it was a rare Tuesday night home game for you guys. But I want to ask, what was your initial reaction when you saw Mac Guzda sign his ELC with the Florida Panthers?
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome to see Mac sign that. At first reaction, I think was excitement probably. Obviously really proud of him. He's earned everything he's gotten. I knew he was going to be a pro from the second I met him once I got traded here. So yeah, very special for him and very proud of him. But he's definitely earned everything he's gotten. So I have no doubt in my mind I'll see him playing pro one day.
So, Mark, the more I grow up, the more I stop cheering for like teams and I start cheering for players. For me personally, I cheer for the players that I coached or that I taught as a teacher, and I see them in the OHL now, and I go look at their stats and I cheer for them to be successful and not really a team in specific. Of course, I'm cheering for the Attack, but honestly, I'm just more cheering for the players. Do you find yourself looking at other players that maybe you've played with in minor hockey or that you've played with now in the OHL that are still in Guelph that you're cheering for?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, if you play a season with a guy, you're at the rink with them every day for 9 months of the year. Like, you become family with them. I mean, obviously, I'm not still in contact with every single player I've ever played with, but I mean, all the guys that I played with on that Guelph Storm team my first year, my second year, like there's tons of guys from that team that are playing in the NHL now. And, it's very cool and very excited for them, to have made it to that level. I mean, that's awesome. But yeah, pretty cool to, see guys that I was teammates with, on TV playing at the big stage. So, Definitely very exciting. And I wish I could stay in contact with all of them as much as I do some, but very cool to see for sure.
Just before we carry on, guys, want to throw out a congratulations to Joseph Gamble. He knew that Mark Woolley has played 207 regular season games in his OHL career. We'll talk about that milestone more later on in the show, but congratulations, Joseph. And on the other side of the break in the second half of the show, we'll throw out our second trivia question as well.
So let's go on a little lighter of a note. One night, I was just scrolling through TikTok, and who shows up on my screen but none other than Mark Woolley and the duo of Gavin Bryant and Mark Woolley, the Ice Dancing Kings of Owen Sound. How did you know you had great dance moves like that? Last episode, Gav kind of gave it to you, saying that you weren't the best dancer and didn't have the best feet.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't call them dance moves. I mean, I try obviously, and I love to have fun with it, but rhythm's definitely not one of my stronger suits. But yeah, like I live with Gav, but so it's definitely fun doing that stuff with him. I mean, even at the house, we mess around and just do stupid stuff like that all the time. So it's all for fun and games. I think with the second TikTok we did, it took me like probably 10 tries to get it down. So it's a process sometimes, but yeah, it's all for fun.
Now with you're mentioning how it's all for fun and whatnot. With you guys have been on a losing streak here. Does stuff like that going around in the room, does that break up the tension a little bit?
Yes and no. I mean, we're on a seven game losing streak now. So, I mean, there hasn't been much TikToking going on lately. I'll tell you that for free. So it's definitely something that, can be different from hockey. I mean, get your mind off of it a little bit, but, at the same time, it's, we're not really spending our time goofing around like that, in situations that aren't appropriate, I guess you could say. So, yeah, there's days when we're messing around in the room trying to make some fun videos, but obviously we're there for a reason, and we're making sure we're doing all the right things as well.
Just 2 minutes before we go to break, so 2 more lighter questions for you. I want to see if you give the same answer that Gavin gave the last time. If someone was to do the gritty as a goal celebration, who's it going to be?
Sadly, for sure.
So I figured you were going to give that answer. So this leads into the next one. When Sam was on the show, he mentioned that he says he's the best on the team in NHL, but he says you're pretty good on the sticks as well. Do you agree with him that he's the best on the team, and how often are you winning these tournaments on the bus rides on the road trips?
Yeah, Seds is definitely the best. He just plays a certain way that not guys can't figure out how to beat, I guess. But how often do I beat him? Not very often. I'm pretty good, but not as good as him. Like he spends, that's his laboratory. Like he spends time playing video games, and just like he's a hockey nerd. He studies the game. He plays it so realistic and everything. So it's honestly fun to watch him play, but I think I've beaten him once ever. So it's not very often that happens, but we always play online together in the EASHL league, and there's like 5 of us that play, and it's pretty fun. So,
well, that does it for the first segment of the show. Stick around. We still got the quiz, what's in the hat, and plenty more here with the captain of the Owen Sound Attack, Mark Woolley, on Attack Wrap on Rogers TV.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Have you heard of next week's spelling bee? Well, I think you should sign up for it.
You good, girl?
I'm good.
You good?
Yeah.
You be good.
You have to think, young brother, about your future.
Things are gonna be different, I promise.
I'm not running. I'm choosing.
That's what family's for. You gotta stick together, right?
Right.
Oh, I'll always be the hurricane.
Hi, I'm Barb Crumpus, Mayor of the Municipality of Meaford. We value Rogers TV as a partner in providing you with the latest news, activities, and events happening in your community. I invite you to watch Meaford Council meetings on Rogers TV to stay informed and to learn how to communicate with the municipality on topics that matter most.
Hi,
I'm Cedric Gano, and I'm a center for the Owen Sound Attack. Catch great OHL action on Rogers TV as we bring you Owen Sound Attack games live, both home and away.
Welcome back to Attack Wrap. Zach Scribner and Adrien Mousseau, joined by Captain Mark Woolley of the Owen Sound Attack, and it's time for everyone's second favorite game show on a Tuesday night on Rogers TV.
All right, it's time for the quiz. We're back to school here, Mark, and I got 6 questions for you to see if we can get 100% on this quiz.
All right.
So, question number 1. Which one of your attack teammates was drafted the highest in the OHL priority selection?
You sure it was Porks, wasn't it? Fourth.
Yeah.
Fourth
When I was
overall,
going through this,
Nick
I said Colby Barlow, but then I remembered Porco with Seg.
Yeah.
Question number 2. So you're 1 for 1. According to the elite prospects, what is your highest goal total, like goals scored, since starting junior hockey in a season?
2. I get 2 a year.
That is incorrect.
What?
You got 3 when you went to Slovakia.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
But you are on pace to get 2 a year, so I'm hoping I'm at the next game when you score your second goal and just call it quits from there.
Yeah, exactly.
How many of your former Elgin Middlesex Chiefs teammates are still playing in the OHL?
Just my one buddy on Kitchener.
And a bonus, who is it?
Navin Mutter. He's like my best friend too, so.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you're 3 for 3. Oh no, you're actually 2 for 3. You don't know how many goals you score. Which teammate won Alliance Player of the Year in his minor midget season?
Denny Gore.
That is correct. Which teammate played hockey in Saskatchewan, Ontario, and Newfoundland?
Schaefer.
That is correct.
Nice. That was a wild guess.
4 for 5. And the last one, which set of teammates come from the same hometown and were drafted by the Attack from the same minor hockey organization, yet in different draft years?
Is it Sager and Cedar?
Close. They're both from Ottawa, but it's actually Cal Ewins and Corbin Voter who played for the Quinte Red Devils.
Oh, yeah. I should have known
Ontario.
That. Yeah.
So that is another edition of the quiz. Mark, you were able to get 4 of 6. That's still a passing grade. I'll move you on to the next level.
Well, that does it for the quiz. Let's throw it to last Saturday's highlights against the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds.
There were some tricky ones in there.
The faceoff controlled by Savard as he dumps it in. Takes the 2-zone pass up to Gur, who chips it. Here we go. Chance. Oh, and a nice save by Tucker Tynan. Petrovsky tries to go to the backhand and can't get it past Tynan. Chasing Lesage on the far side. Gets the puck from Burroughs. Now it's behind the net. Oh, tries to get it out to Burroughs. And here's another shot. Oh, and a good pad save by Tucker Tynan. But Allard picks it off. And here's Watson with a shot right on. It's over. Voteri just off his glove arm, sort of, and up over him. And Sault Ste. Marie keeps their eye on it and pokes that in. Back to Kalisti at the point. Has trouble with it, but gets it over to Thompson. And you said it. Thompson, there you go. Thompson with the wrister from the point goes over the glove of Voteri. Again, they get it. It goes Savard. Savard's, plays it across. What a save by Voteri. And oh my God. Good forecheck here by Owen Sound. And here's Makachuk, pass it across. And misses the net, I think. And then we got a breakaway for Guindon. 2-0 with Burroughs. Burroughs goes 5-hole and scores. Plays it off to on the wing. Out into the slot, McMullen. McMullen thought Thompson was coming in tighter, didn't. Now Cairns to the net. And good rebound control there by Voter. It's a break. Porco with his speed that you mentioned. And he gets taken down. No penalty on the play. You can hear the bench from Owen Sound hoping there was one going to be called. Now there's a break. A 2-0 it turned into for the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, and Watson flips that over to Cairns. Burroughs, I think, got a stick in there and disrupted his play. That looks good to me. All right all the way down the ice. And Thompson from his own, couldn't get basically any farther than that, and Thompson puts it over everybody into the net. Cards get stopped there by the referee, and there's the final buzzer.
A two-goal performance, I should say, for Jack Thompson leads the way for the Sioux Greyhounds, a 4-1 win last Saturday over the Owen Sound Attack. Mark, I thought Owen Sound dominated at times during the game. You guys really had good offensive zone possession. How would you assess your guys' performance this past Saturday?
Yeah, I think we obviously played well. But, Sioux's the top of the conference for a reason, right? So good teams find a way to win, and that's what they did against us on Saturday, even though, I was very happy with the way the boys played. Thought we had a lot of great opportunities to put them away, but at the end of the day, we couldn't maybe we didn't get the bounces we needed, or I don't know, but at the end of the day, we didn't get the 2 points, so it's obviously unfortunate.
One of the league's top point scorers, Rory Cairns, was limited to just 1 goal in this game. What do you do as a defender to limit top players' scoring chances in your defensive style of the game?
Yeah, I think you just got to take away their time and space. Especially being a bigger guy, if that's, doing it in the physical way or just using your stick. But if you give a good player time and space, they're going to make good things happen. So, you got to play right in their face all game and, just make them miserable and not want to come into your corner type hockey. In my eyes, 1 is too many for him to get. So if he doesn't get that one, maybe it's a different game. So.
And then Corbin Voter gets his first start in 10 games. What were the boys saying to him before and after the game, after playing, getting his first game in maybe a couple weeks?
Yeah, Corb's a great kid. I mean, obviously it was a big test for him and, us as a whole. We knew he's a young goalie and doesn't have a ton of experience in the league. So we knew we were going to have to help him all game. And, he did a great job of holding his own in the crease there. And, I remember one save specifically on a 2-on-1 where he stretched across and, probably kept us in the game at that point. So credit to him. And, he did a great job against one of the better teams in the league for sure.
Now, I asked you earlier about Woolley's Warriors, if you were going to continue it after your junior career, but I have another question very similar to that. When your hockey career is over, whether it be this year, in 5 years, or in 20 years, what do you wish to pursue as a future employment?
I think I have a couple ideas, but honestly, still unsure. I think I want to run away from a desk job for as long as I can and continue playing hockey. But who knows? I think I want to stay involved in the game as long as I can. Whether that's coaching, scouting, obviously playing. But I've obviously, I think I've told you guys I've done the fire co-op up here, and that's definitely a possibility. I've thought about taking a law degree at school and maybe becoming an agent. Honestly, I have no idea. But I'll cross that path when I get to it, I guess. I just kind of focused on playing hockey right now.
I think that's the best decision you could make, was be to focus on your hockey career first and let all the rest happen when it happens.
Yeah.
Live in the now, right? We'll send it to our next trivia question. Mark Woolley, as he shows on his jersey there, is wearing the captaincy, and he, at the beginning of the season, he was named the blank captain in franchise history. So I'm looking for a number. Mark Woolley is named the blank captain in Owen Sound Attack history, or franchise history, sorry. So now moving on a little bit, you've been paired up with Teos Jordan as of late, and when you were serving your suspension, we were standing beside each other, and Teos had probably his best game of the year against Guelph that game, and I said, what a game by Teos, and then you said best game of his career. How is it playing with Teos Jordan game in, game out, and most, I would say most recently in the last month.
Yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, I got to play on my right side, so it's definitely a little bit of an adjustment. But yeah, no, Teos is a great kid. He works really hard. Every day he's at the rink, whether that's in the schoolroom or on the ice, and he's always looking to get better. So his work ethic is, what's making him so successful right now, and then that's great to see. But yeah, he's a very special kid when it comes to being given that attitude, because he comes to the rink with the right mindset every day. So I'm very excited to see him in the future.
You comment on his attitude and his work ethic. One thing that I notice is I'm actually starting to compare him to mini Mark Woolley. The way he's throwing big hits there, center ice. He stepped up on one of his former teammates, Matthew Poitras, against Guelph there. Does he come to ask you for tips or tricks about how to lay those open ice hits?
Not so much about the hits, but I mean, I think he's honestly doing a good job of, just being a typical young guy and kind of sitting back and soaking it all in. Exactly what I did when I was a rookie, and just kind of learn as much as you can. And yeah, there's times when he'll come and, ask me what I think he could have done on a certain play or whatever it is. But yeah, I remember sitting beside him in training camp, and he was just, I always caught him looking at me and watching. But just to now be teammates with him and joke around about stuff like that, it's pretty cool. And it's proud to see how far he's come for sure.
Now, the Andrew Parrott deal to Windsor at the deadline would have been tough on you, but I want you to kind of take it into perspective. What does that move do for the rookie defensemen, whether it be this season and really their time in the OHL over the next few years? What does that deal do for a guy like Mancini, Ewens, Oki, and Teos as well?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's no secret to anybody who was watching our games when Perry was here. He played a lot of minutes. So obviously it's unfortunate to see such a big key factor in our team go like that. But we have a lot of young D here in the organization, and for them to be able to get into the lineup is and like, it's awesome. That's you don't want to have young kids not being able to play in games. You only learn by playing, and yeah, if you make a mistake, but you learn from it. So for them to be put in the opportunities that they've been put in at such a young age is awesome, and they should really be proud of that. I mean, when I was a rookie, I think I ended my chin strap once the 10-minute mark hit in the third period. So we got 16-year-olds out there playing, in the last 2 minutes of the game. So it's pretty cool to see. Obviously the league's changed a little bit, but we have such a young team that, they have to play in those scenarios, and every single one of them is doing a great job of, facing it head on and learning from their mistakes and not letting them happen again. But I mean, obviously we've had a pretty successful season and until late, at least, with the little bit of slump we're in. But I mean, for us to have the success we've had this year with such the young team that we have is amazing, and that's credit to those guys for sure.
Now, one more question for you before we go to yesterday's highlights against the Guelph Storm. For you've dealt with a lot of adversity this season. You were pushed, hit from behind after an icing call in London. You were suspended for a hit on Ty Voigt in Sarnia. How would you evaluate your season so far and how you've dealt with that adversity in the few big moments this season for yourself?
Yeah, it's obviously been a little disappointing, I think, to me, with how many games I've missed, especially with it being my last year. Obviously, I want to play in every game, but control, you can control, right? Everything happens for a reason. So I'm going to make the most of what I have left here, and hopefully try and earn a pro deal. But yeah, everything happens for a reason. So as unfortunate as it is, I just gotta trust that good things are coming.
Like I mentioned, the Owen Sound Attack visited the Sleeman Center yesterday. Let's throw it to those highlights.
Plan down the right wing. It's Corbin Voter, struggling though as he came out of his net. It's centered out in front. They score! my captain, Braden Guy with his 14th of the year. What a setup. 55 seconds remains in the Okatundu hooking penalty. Allen, drop pass to Bushinger. Bushinger through traffic, scores! I don't know if Braden Bowman tipped this one, but Bushinger with a seeing eye shot beats Vitari. It could be his 3rd of the year. Monday afternoon in the opening period, the captain Guy to the back door. What a save on the blocker side by Vitari. It looked wide open after Guy set up his teammate beautifully. Saprika back into his zone. Daniel Shaka passes off, tips it. Now his teammate and Jilkin will get up the ice. Jilkin down the left wing, taps it down and scores! The Magic Man, Danny Jilkin. What a goal for his 14th of the year. So 26 seconds now remains in the advantage. Now it's Ewens. Ewens with real estate. The puck deflected and they score! Taking the one-timer is Pashajov. Back to Shaka. A little toss back and forth. One-timer and they score! Pashajov with a pocket full of shells. Bushinger scored from a similar spot earlier in this game. He's going to tee this one up and he scores! The drive-by was performed by Braden Bowman, very similar to Bushinger's first goal of the game. Carabella to Shaka. Drop pass. Shoots. Scores! The 6th goal of the game for the Guelph Storm. Pappas, a rolling puck, takes a shot, it deflects off of Wooley and in. Oh my word.
It was a tough family day afternoon for the Owen Sound Attack. Sasha Pasajov continuing his success against Owen Sound, a 3-point performance and a 7-1 loss for the Attack over Guelph. Now, Mark, your family made the trip up to 401 to see you play your former team. First off, how nice is it to have your family in attendance? And secondly, what have your brothers and parents meant to you during your hockey career?
Yeah, obviously it's very special. I mean, since I got traded to Owen Sound, it's about twice the length and the drive. So, they still come to pretty much every game they can, but I don't see them as much as I think I did when I was younger. Like when I was in Guelph, like my parents, as crazy as they are, on New Year's they did the Sioux road trip, and I was a rookie, like playing like 8 minutes a night, like, but just to come see me. So their support's been amazing. I mean, I wouldn't be here in the shoes I am today without them. But from even before my junior career, like my parents taking me to practice at 6 a.m. or driving me to, hockey every night. Like AAA hockey is a pretty busy schedule as well, tournaments. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty speechless when I actually think about it. Like it's crazy what they've done for me to allow me to play the sport that I love. So yeah, I don't think I'll ever be able to repay them, but obviously very thankful for everything that they've done for me.
I believe it was February 5th. You played your 200th OHL game against your old squad, the Guelph Storm. What does it mean to you to have played so many games in really the best junior hockey league in the world?
Yeah, obviously it's pretty cool. It's a milestone that, I'm pretty proud of. Obviously would have liked it to be higher with the missed season. And then obviously I've battled some injuries in my career. When I was a 16-year-old, I was hoping to, get up towards the 300 mark, but, obviously some things got in the way of that, but, very special, something to be proud of for sure. And, definitely something that I'm never going to forget. I'm going to remember every season, every teammate, every coach. I mean, everything I've done in my junior career is something I'm never going to forget. Junior hockey is the best year of your life. So, yeah, very thankful for everybody that's been a part of it.
So now it's time for everybody's favorite game show. Mark, you've already played it once. What's in the hat? We got new questions this time, so you know how it works. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Perfect. First one. Best nickname on the team?
Probably, I like Teos's. We call him Toes. Just because of Teos, like, and then some guys call him Fingers. Just Sed started that because people call him Toes, so Sed started calling him Fingers. The jokester he is. Obviously Ricky's is a good one.
Yeah, he got his new mask and it has Ricky on the side of it.
Yeah, so there's lots of them. I mean, I think everybody has at least one stupid nickname that the boys can all laugh about. But yeah, I think Toast is probably my favorite.
That's awesome. Next up, who's always the last one to the rink? The one you're always waiting on?
Probably Oki. Oki is known to be late for school sometimes, and I think he slept in earlier in the year and was like 40 minutes late to the rink one day for practice, and I remember all the boys gave him a hard time. So yeah, Oki's probably the one I would choose for that.
We'll go 3 more questions. Your favorite subject in school?
Other than gym,
yeah,
I was a big math guy, to be honest. I always found it came pretty easily to me. I never really did like homework or anything, but as long as I paid attention in class, I was pretty good at figuring it out. And I had 80s in math pretty much my whole high school career. So probably math. Yeah.
You're saying that to a teacher.
I teach phys ed, so it's all good. Best and worst chirper on the team?
Best? I think I've got to be up there for best. I mean, I typically don't get too many responses when I'm giving it to guys. Who else? Seds has some good stuff. Cedar comes up with some good stuff. Worst? Teo says some pretty bad chirps. Tino has some pretty brutal ones too. I don't know. Yeah, there's a couple guys that you just like, oh, what did you just say? But yeah.
That's awesome. And our last one here. Who is the best dressed attack player?
Probably, yeah, I gotta be Porto. He's always strolling up to the rink in his Louis Vuitton and his Burberry, and the boys always give him a hard time about it too. It's awesome.
I'm surprised you didn't say yourself.
Oh yeah, no. Well, I mean, I like dressing. I love dressing up and getting in. I have a whole bunch. I probably have like 8 suits in my closet now for over my junior career, but I have fun with it, but I definitely don't wear the designer stuff that Porto pulls out. So he does a good job with that.
Now, Mark, we only have a few minutes left. So next question for you: how has the OHL changed you as a person?
Yeah, I think I don't know if it's necessarily changed me as a person. I think it's just kind of molded me into the person I am. Like, hockey's been a part of me for as long as I can remember. And, you know, when I was playing minor hockey, it was always, you know, my dreams to play in the OHL. And, you know, I've done that for 5 years now. So, obviously made me grow up at a very young age. I'm moving away from home at 15. You know, I made a lot of special friendships, special bonds with coaches, teammates, you know, athletic therapists, equipment staff, like the list goes on and on, about how they're the best years of your life. Like I can't list them all, but, definitely something I'm never going to forget and, you know, going to cherish forever.
Now, you're known around the league as not only one of the best leaders, but simply one of the most genuine people in the OHL. What does it mean to you to have such high praise from your peers around the league, coaches, and the office staff around the OHL?
Yeah, obviously it's honoring to, you know, to be seen in eyes like that. I think that's something that I've always aimed to be. You know, I was raised to treat people the way you want to be treated, right? So I think, you know, a lot of it has to go towards my parents. I mean, they raised me to be a good human before, you know, even thinking of putting me on skates at a competitive level. So, you know, obviously I was raised the right way, but, even the opportunities I've had. I mean, Owen Sound, brings in nothing but character people. So I'm, to be able to go out and do that every day is something, obviously special to me. And, it's very close to home. So, Owen Sound's my second family, and I'm very, very honored to be seen in eyes like that.
And Mark, I asked this to Nick Porco when he was on the show last time. You're in OA, and I'll ask you the same question. What is next for Mark Woolley? I truly believe you're a person that will succeed in whatever walk life you choose, but what's your next step? Is it pro? Is it youth sport? Is it Europe? What's next for Mark Woolley?
As of right now, and most realistic right now, I think probably youth sport would be my answer. Don't get me wrong, if I get a pro deal offered, and it's the right thing for me, I obviously want to play hockey as long as I can, but the OHL offers a great school package, and like I said, my degree is something I'm going to use for the rest of my life. So I think I'd be crazy not to take that opportunity. But I mean, definitely going to be playing hockey for a number of years still, and where at, not 100% sure as of right now. I just kind of focused on our game tomorrow night. So, but yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but probably U Sport as of right now. But I definitely hope to play pro one day for sure.
Now, are you gonna follow maybe some former teammates out east? Would that be something that intrigues you, going out east?
Yeah, it's not set in stone, but that's definitely kind of more where I'm looking. I've been in contact with a couple of them, but I've pretty much told all of them, I'm not committing to anything or even really looking into anything until my season's over. That's why I have no idea what I'd want to take in school or anything, because I've told all of them, I said, I'll worry about that when it gets to it. Like, I have a season to focus on. So, I don't know what school, but I definitely have a couple in mind for sure.
Now, we went over this off camera when the highlights were rolling. We've hit a minute left. The floor is yours. It's your last season in Owen Sound and your last episode of Attack Rap. Unless you join us as a special guest, feel free. The floor is yours. Say whatever you want to the fans for support, whether it be Wooley Warriors or your time here in Owen Sound.
Yeah, I think I would just have to say a big thank you. I mean, I as a 17-year-old kid, I was definitely pretty nervous to come here to Owen Sound, still being in high school, going through a trade, new city, new billet house. But like I said earlier, Owen Sound's home to me now. So, it's always going to have a special place in my heart. But to my billets, my coaching staff, my teammates, every year I've been here, the fans are second to none. Anybody in the community, everybody at the front office, you guys, like, it's all what makes the experience so great here in Owen Sound. So, I think just a big thank you to everybody that makes it possible is kind of what I would have to say, I guess.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
You know the feeling you get when you find your soulmate.
Soulmates are hard to miss.
February is Loveuary.